Alright guys, here we go. Battle number 17 versus Vanny. Grand Challenge 25 Part 2, battle number 17. Our opponent here today is going to lead off with a Garchomp, the once well-trained, and Vivillon, the sociable. Mine don't have fancy titles like that. But we've got ourselves a shiny Ninetales and a shiny Exeggutor. Beat that, buddy. Alright, here we go. We got the Drought up, we got the Sun, we've got the Chlorophyll activated. We're going to swap out the Ninetales for Indeedee. And then, of course, we're going to try to go for the Expanding Force here to be able to hit the two Pokemon on the opposing side. So with Indeedee that comes into the field here, of course, that activates the Psychic Surge, which sets up the Psychic Terrain. Now, luckily for us, that's going to allow us to boost up all of our Psychic powers here. And because we have Chlorophyll activated, we're able to outspeed that Garchomp, which is pretty fantastic. Vivillon, of course, holding on due to a Focus Sash. If it weren't for the Focus Sash, that Pokemon would be 100% knocked out. With the Garchomp, of course, they're going to come in for the Earthquake. That's going to be able to hit the two Pokemon on my team. Not going to be able to do much damage to us, of course, just mainly because, of course, we kind of resisted with the Exeggutor here. Vivillon, of course, retaliating with the Sleep Powder, being able to put us to sleep. And I'm just going to go in and select Follow Me just in case we do actually manage to wake up. And then, of course, we're going to try to attack the Garchomp and Vivillon at the same time as well. We're going to try to use the whole Expanding Force to our advantage. However, Alolan Ninetales comes in, which kind of shifts up the battle a little bit, and of course takes away our Sun, which means that our Exeggutor is no longer the fastest Pokemon onto the field, and that allows Vivillon to go in and attack with the Hurricane. Obviously, being a super effective move, being a flying type move, Exeggutor is not able to hang in there. So out we go. Indeedee does not even get a chance to attack this turn. Poor Indeedee, still asleep, kind of like how I wish I was right now. But anyways, none other than the Drought comes back onto the field, taking away the actual snow. You guys know what I'm doing here. We're going to go for the Follow Me, and of course we are going to try to go for that Heat Wave to try to take out those two Pokemon opposing. We are going to go in for the Terrestrialization here to try to boost up our Fire power, and it looks like our opponent is not deciding to withdraw the Ninetales at this time. Probably not the best choice, because I mean, you do want to win that whole Weather War. That's what Weather has been for, oh my gosh, since Gen 5. It's been a Weather War since Gen 5, guys, let's be honest. So here is the Ninetales doing a little bit of damage there, not really doing much. It did do the Icy Wind, which lowered some speed, but doesn't really do much damage. But we do manage to get the Heat Wave off here, and we actually picked up the KO on two Pokemon. Now, obviously not very impressive with the Vivillon, but we did a one-hit knockout on that Ninetales from Alola. So that's pretty wicked right there. Two Pokemon are remaining. There is the Garchomp and, of course, one mystery Pokemon we have not yet seen, except for it is Samurott. Now, that looks like a Hisui Samurott, so that's kind of neat. That is a dark water type, if I'm not mistaken. And, of course, Garchomp is barely holding on. So I am going to click into the Follow Me here. We're going to go for the Solar Beam into the Samurott. And it looks like the Garchomp has decided to go for the good old Protect. Now, Samurott, of course, cannot go for any kind of priority-based moves here, mainly due to the fact that we have the Psychic Terrain up. We do have Indeedee waking up, going in for the Follow Me, becoming the center of attention. Here we go with the Solar Beam. We are absorbing the light, and that means that we are going to be able to attack first because we have the Sun. So here we go, Solar Beam into the Samurott. Of course, not able to pick up any kind of a KO there. That's okay. We get the knockoff onto the Indeedee, and that's not good, but the Rocky Helmet damage does manage to do something to that Samurott. We have one final Pokemon remaining, of course, and that is going to be the Kommo-o. Now, that is a Choice Spect Kommo-o. Normally, you see a lot of physical attacking Kommo-os, but this one here is a special attacker. So we're trying to, throw some people off with that. Garchomp on the opposing side does prove to be a bit of an issue there for us. If it did go for any kind of like a Dragon-type move, it's very possible it might end up knocking out our Kommo-o or even our Ninetales. But our opponent is going to go in for the Terrestrialization here. It is going to go for the Tera Grass. Now, of course, that is purely so that way it resists the Solar Beam here going forward. And here is the Earthquake coming in. Of course, because it is Tera Grass, it does resist the EQ. Barely holding on though, does pick up the KO onto our Ninetales, which means that Kommo-o is the last and final remaining Pokemon onto our team here. Garchomp losing a little bit of health there due to the Life Orb, and down it goes, so we are now 1-1. Remaining here is the Aura Sphere going into the Samurott, and that is going to be able to pick up the KO. So GG to my opponent. Thank you very much for the battle. If you enjoyed the battle there today, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Post your comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next battle. Take care, have a good one, and peace out.